You are now listening to the Checkmate Arcade Podcast, episode 187, recorded on February 9th, 2014, brought to you by Frigid Blast Studios in association with NoobReview.com. Welcome to the Checkmate Arcade Podcast, your home for quarter-munching fun. And I am the hero that freed France. My name is Stephen Boss, the Dark Boss Man.
And, 50 days until opening day for baseball. Oh, I hate winter. It's still snowing.
Woohoo! No sports. Woohoo!
I'm MSU Hitman Jason Billingsley.
I know you're sad, but it'll happen faster than you really think it should.
I hate snow.
Man, I love snow. I hate shoveling it, but I love snow.
Own a rear-wheel drive vehicle and then call me.
I'm pretty sure we all in my house own rear-wheel drives, if I could say that word.
No, because then you'd be slip-sliding all over the place.
Not if you know how to drive in snow. I'm just saying.
I know.
I'm just saying. You have to know how to slowly creep through snow.
Yeah, I'm getting better and better at it, but
I know you've been getting a lot of practice down south. Man, there's been a lot of snow these past couple weeks.
Yeah, well, I mean, it cleared up somewhat, but then tonight it just dropped a whole bunch of snow. Now I don't know if I'm going to be working tomorrow or not. You know, I don't know how bad this is going to get, how well they're going to clean it up. It's just, I hate winter so much.
That's kind of a problem when you don't salt the roads.
Well, I mean, they do here, but I don't know. I don't think...
Well, they didn't in Atlanta.
Well, they don't have
a couple
salt.
Weeks ago.
They don't have salt there. That's different. St. Louis gets weather.
But they should have had enough warning
because
they had like 22 hours to prepare. Well,
there were problems. The original forecast had it being south of Atlanta, and then everybody went to school and work, and then at the very end when it was shown that it was going to hit Atlanta, everybody was let out at once. All businesses closed, all the schools closed, and the trucks hadn't been out on the roads yet, and then they got jammed up in the traffic with all the other cars and just created the gridlock. So, I mean, there's mitigating circumstances there, although still, to be fair, they don't usually get snow, so they're not prepared for it. But There were mitigating circumstances on top of that just created the nightmare that was down there a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. I know. It's just so weird that they get 2 to 3 inches of snow and the entire city closes.
It wasn't...
Up here in Jersey, we got about a foot and we still shoveled it out and went to work.
Well, the problem was they got ice as well. They got rain that turned into ice, and then the snow went on top of it. So in addition to the 2 to 3 inches of snow, which is not a lot for us, but it's a lot for down south, there's a layer of ice underneath. And even where I'm at or where you're at, when you have snow on top of ice,
which we actually did a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it's pretty dangerous even for areas that normally deal with it, like your area and mine. But
but as long as you're careful, you're okay. It's when people are rushing that problems happen.
Well, let's talk about a better subject before we bore everybody.
You don't want to talk about weather?
No, not really.
On our brand new weather podcast weather section of the podcast?
No, not really. No, not. I mean,
Okay. It's still
it's
cold. There's still snow on the ground up here in Jersey.
yeah, yeah,
Back to you, Jay.
yeah. It's snowing here actively, and it made it hell getting home. And just talking about snow makes me tired, so I want to talk about something else.
Okay, well, let's warm you up. How about we talk about some games?
That works.
All right, let's talk about all the games that we have been playing over the past week or so and are now playing. All right, what games have you been playing to keep yourself warm on those very, very cold, snowy days?
All right, I'll start off. I've done a little bit more of Earthbound on Wii U.
Still can't believe you have a Wii U.
Yeah, I know. I need to sell my PS. My PS4 controller is going to be worth quite a bit. I need to put that on Amazon tonight because there's no cameras at all on Amazon other than new ones. So I need to get on that ball and.
Oh, the PS4 camera.
Yeah, the PS4 camera. Yeah, to help pay off for this Wii U and.
Yeah.
And some Magic stuff I've been buying and stuff like that. Yeah. But so I played a bit more Earthbound. I'm going to Tucson. I just I beat like the first three boss fights or three or four boss fights, whatever. So I've opened the road to Tucson to get the second character.
Unfortunately, that doesn't mean anything to me because I never played the game.
Oh wow!
I never had
Super Nintendo.
Well, no, I had a Super Nintendo, but I had it really late.
Right.
And I didn't know anything about any of these games half the time. It was mostly just the big franchises that I knew about.
Right. Okay.
At least at the time.
Didn't have Nintendo Power or anything?
I did, but I kind of didn't have a subscription to it until very, very late.
I gotcha. Okay.
I think it was like N64 era that I had the subscription.
Yeah, so that was already past. I mean, Earthbound, I think, was 95? I think?
Something like that.
94 or 95, yeah. So, yeah, that would have been way after that. So, it was long gone by then.
Yeah, and then everybody kept talking about it. I'm like, okay, well...
$200,
it looks weird, but I don't know.
$300, please, back then.
And I was like, well, maybe if they ever re-release it, I'll play it. And now, as soon as I get a Wii U, which hopefully will not take forever, I'll check it out. See if I liked it. See if I missed something really, really big.
You did. Spoilers.
I missed something, yes, but whether it was something that I would enjoy, I don't know.
I would imagine any RPG fan would, but I don't know. I mean, we'll see. But
I mean, my tastes are slightly different than yours, so there's a chance.
That's true. I highly recommend on the Giant Bomb interview dump truck podcast theme. It's been a while now. It's probably, you'll have to go searching for it. I don't know what episode it is, but Patrick Klepek interviewed the guy who was the head of the translation for Earthbound. He's worked on Halo and different things, and he wanted to write a book about it, but Nintendo 86 that. But Klepek did interview him. It's like a half-hour plus interview, and it's pretty cool stuff in there. So
yeah, it was a pretty good one.
Yeah, I would highly recommend listening to that. So
I'll put a link in the show notes for that.
Yeah. So Earthbound's the only thing I played for Wii U. 3DS, I played Zelda a little bit. I'm at the third. I've gotten 2 of the pendants. I'm at the dungeon for the third. But I only played it like an hour or so.
You've been hunting any Mai-Mais?
I've gotten a couple. I got the bombs. I discovered where that was. I didn't even know what they were until I found the mama one. I'm like, oh, okay. And then the mechanic of getting them I didn't understand quite at first, but then I got one. I was like, oh, okay, I see. They're stuck, literally. So Okay, so yeah, I've only gotten a couple, but yeah, I've not played it much. I played it for like an hour at one point. Like I said, got to the third dungeon, or I have two pendants now. I need to get the third. So
Yeah.
the thing,
I really need to pick that game up soon.
yeah. Although I mean, to be fair, it is a Nintendo, first party game, so it's not gonna, it's not ever gonna drop.
That's why I should pick it up soonish.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Ocarina of Time, like the only store that still carries it is like Best Buy is the only retail store I've seen that still carries it.
The 3DS version?
Yeah, it's almost out of print.
Hmm.
I mean, GameStop doesn't carry it anymore. I don't think Walmart does. I don't think Target does.
Yeah, weird.
Don't know about Toys R Us. Yeah, but that's starting to get semi hard to find. But the main game that I played on 3DS quite a bit, several hours put into it, and I actually beat it, is Ace Attorney 5 Dual Destinies.
Oh, cool.
So I have played some amount of Ace Attorney 1, 2, and 3. I owned Apollo Justice but never played it. I don't own it anymore. But 5 is the first one I've beaten.
Okay. So, did you enjoy it?
Yes, I enjoyed it. I'm glad. I mean, it's easily one of the 6 best games that came out on the 3DS last year. I think it's spot on our 3DS list. It was, as we talked about last episode, it was well deserved. It's a incredibly fun game. I think to me it's easier than all of the previous ones, just for the sheer facts that you can save at any point. It also seems to be less touchy when you have to present, when you have to be like, this is the spot on this picture I'm talking about, or whatever. It seems to be a little bit, more forgiving. You don't have to have it on the exact right pixel as it seemed like you had to have in the DS games. I just remember the DS games being a lot harder. I don't think some of the DS ones, there were loops that you could, or paths that you could go down to make the cases unwinnable. I don't think there's any of those in the 3DS one that I can remember. It is kind of cool.
I don't actually remember that, really.
Yeah, there's a couple of specific cases. I think it's mainly in 1. I don't know about 2 or 3, but there's a...
Yeah, I don't remember that ever happening in
there's a case.
Any of them. I mean, it's been a while.
There's a case in 1. I was reading up stuff. There's a case in 1 specifically where if you go down a certain path, the case becomes unwinnable. And see, on all the DS ones, you could save.
Well, I don't think I ever had that happen. I guess not.
I'm trying to remember if on the DS ones, if you could only save maybe...
There was a save, I think, immediately before the trial starts.
Well, right, yeah, there's always a save before the trial starts, but on this 3DS one, you can literally save it on a question. Like, it'll be like, you can save it at any point and pick it up right at that point. That's something that makes it a lot easier than the DS version, where you'd have to save the beginning of the trial. If you screwed something up, then you have to go all the way back to the beginning of that day of the trial.
Maybe I'm just not remembering it right, but I thought there was some way you could suspend it. Maybe it has
like
a quick save. I think.
Yeah, maybe it had that, but I mean, this one's just a flat out save. So I think that one maybe lasted until you turned it off or something, or no, when you turned it
only
off,
lasted until you reloaded it.
Yeah,
and then it disappeared.
Right.
It was just a quick save, and then yeah.
This one is just a hard save anywhere. You only get 2 slots, but really, unless somebody's going to be sharing it with you, you only need the 1 spot. Yeah. Although, to be fair, so that I have clear data, I don't know what would have happened if I had overwritten my save when I beat it. But there's a DLC episode as well, and I'm doing that right now, and I'm halfway through that DLC episode.
Okay.
There are no 3-day trials in this game, whereas there were a bunch of them. There'd usually be at least one in every DS game. This one, the trials are no more than 2 days. So you'll have to, you'll investigate once or twice and have trials 1 or 2 days, but that's it. There's no more 3-day trials.
Okay.
And it's really weird because I was reading some stuff about the Apollo Justice game, and apparently in the last case, well, I don't know, that's kind of... It's not really a spoiler, but I mean, it's just... all the Ace Attorney games are based off Japanese law, or, where it's bench law.
Yeah.
Even though I found out now it's supposed to take place in America. That's supposed to be Los Angeles.
It's Japanese America.
Right. Japanese Los Angeles specifically.
It's not really America,
right,
per se.
It's supposed to be, though. If you read,
it's what the Japanese think America looks like.
Right. I mean, it's a wiki. If you go to the wiki, it is supposed to be L.A. So
yeah, I really think that's just a mistranslation. Because it's supposed to be Japan, because it is Japan.
Oh.
It's super Japanese. There's no way it's American. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure I've never seen some of the Japanese style palace and homes pretty much anywhere in the US, really.
Right. Well,
except in very, very, very tiny spots dotted around the country, but not in the amount that they show up in the Ace Attorney games.
Well, anyway,
yeah. Setting aside,
I did really enjoy it. I mean, it's the fourth game introduced a thing. There was the last case where it was an actual jury trial, and the story does tie in a little bit with the end of the fourth one, but not really. This is kind of standalone, so it's like, well, if you haven't played the previous Ace Attorneys, you can still jump into this one and be fine. It's just the last case of Apollo Justice, which is the fourth one, which ties together what happened to Phoenix Wright between the third game and the fourth game. It kind of ends that, but then this ties into the dark age of the law with another case that happened right after the Phoenix, the kind of infamous Phoenix Wright case that I don't know if you play it. I don't know if you play the one where Phoenix, where something bad happens, but I don't know if that's in the third game. I can't remember. But anyway, safe to be short, Phoenix Wright has his badge back, and the different cases are spread out across the timeline, and you will play all three attorneys as the primary lead defense attorney. There will be three cases where you play as Phoenix, one where you play as the new attorney Athena Sykes, who has a little computer gadget that lets her analyze the emotions of people to get to the truth, and then there'll be one case where you're playing as Apollo.
Huh. Okay.
And all their different gizmos come into play. Athena's comes into play multiple times of going through the emotions. It's all, her power is always in the courtroom. And it's always, emotional testimony. To bring, analyzing somebody's emotions to get to the truth. Apollo's usually takes place during investigation. There are times where there are a couple of times where it comes out in the case, but it's his bracelet where he can see a person's tells. And this is in Apollo Justice as well. And then Phoenix has the Daikatana little seed looking thing, because the Fays are not in this game. I mean, they show up, but they're never on the bench with him. In fact, they don't show up till really late, and even then, it's just like a passing thing. So,
the Daikatana?
the little seed thing that all the Fae sisters wear, the little
the charm that they wear.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
For the Cyclops.
Oh, all right.
Phoenix has one charged by Pearl and Maya, and he can see the Cyclops and then break him down himself. He doesn't need a Fae anymore to do it.
Okay.
So he has that.
Okay, well, I guess they added quite a few new minigame things to it.
Yeah, I mean, all those mechanics, I mean, it's mechanics that have been in all the games. They've put them all together. There's 20 different anime cutscenes over the course of the 5 cases. There's a lot more animation to the surprise effects and everything in the game, in the courtroom. The 3D graphics, not, I mean, the updated graphics make it a lot nicer. There's a lot better animation. The lead prosecutor in pretty much all the game, who's also he is also a convict, and that plays into especially the 5th case. He like flings like blades at people that make him angry, even though he's in chains. Like he's like all samurai like, and he flings blades and always talks about arguments as like being swords. Like how
they've always had really good prosecutors in those games.
Yeah. The 5th case also has the return of a Ace Attorney game veteran to the prosecution seat. I won't say anything else, but
well, if it's not Edgeworth and it's not Von Karma's daughter, then I don't know who else it would be.
You said who it was.
Yeah.
But I just really love that game. It's $30. I don't understand. I don't know if Nintendo does not allow people to stores to sell eShop codes of games that aren't first party.
I don't know.
Because the only way to buy this is to either hook up your credit card or buy a $35 eShop card. And buying the $35 eShop card is the better way to do it, because that way you can get the game and the DLC episode, which is $5. Yeah. So don't worry about the costumes. Just
I mean, you can use smaller amounts that just add up to the total.
Well, right.
You don't have to buy just the $35 card.
Well, the game is $30 and the DLC episode is $5, and you should buy the DLC episode. Like I said, I'm in the middle of that right now, and it's the first case from that Phoenix does when he gets his attorney badge back. Like
So does it take place kind of in between?
No, it takes place right at the beginning, a little bit before the first case in the main game. Like it's all
so
sequenced
technically
together.
You could play that first.
You could, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you could, although you wouldn't. I wouldn't recommend it.
It's like a flashback, then maybe.
Yeah, you wouldn't know who Athena was, and
all right,
you don't get the proper introduction to Athena, and I wouldn't play it first.
All right, so DLC after.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But the game's just a lot of fun, a lot of great characters as always. I think it is easier. I think the puzzles and everything are easier in terms of the cases and everything. I didn't get stuck nowhere near as much as I did on the DS games. So that may be for better or worse, depending on how hard you thought the previous 4 were.
Well, I would say it's probably better, because as long as the logic is sound, everything worked. But as soon as the logic you thought of was not the exact logic that the producers of the game thought of, you kind of got screwed, because then you just got stuck.
Yeah,
that's kind of what happened to me a couple times during each of them. But it was only very rarely that I would need to look something up.
there was only like once, maybe twice through all 5 cases where that happened to me. So
Yeah.
I highly recommend this game. It's just when a kid goes into like a GameStop and wants Ace Attorney, you have to tell them, oh, you have to either put the credit card on or buy an eShop card and download it. I mean, whereas there's a lot of Nintendo first party games where you can sell just an eShop code. Stuff like Fire Emblem and Pokemon and Luigi's Mansion and whatnot. It's always first party, and it just makes me wonder if that's just the way it is. Nintendo won't allow a third-party game to be sold with an eShop code.
I don't know. No idea. I don't know what their policy is.
I mean, Capcom seemed to be, all their public statements seemed to be that they were pleased about the sales of Phoenix Wright or Ace Attorney 5 on 3DS, but we just have, no idea, and I just think that it would have gotten a few thousand more sales if it was available just to sell as a download code. Like somebody could just buy a download code for somebody for, whatever occasion. But be as it may, ignore the costumes. They were free for the first month, and then now they're like $1. And all it is an alternate outfit for each character.
Okay.
Unless you want to see Athena in her school girl uniform, or
of course they did that. Why would I think that they wouldn't do that?
To be fair, it's the law school, like the teenager law school, the famous legal academy that you delve into in the third case of the main game. So it's not.
Does it still look like a sailor outfit?
Kinda. Not as much as a normal schoolgirl outfit, but it is similar-ish. And then
funny thing is, that's not what any of the uniforms in Japan even look like. That's the part that doesn't make sense.
And then Apollo's, I don't get Apollo's second outfit. I guess if I played his game, maybe he's just wearing like a sweater or something. It's just, and then Phoenix's is just a 3D version of his old suit. Like it's a little hard to tell the difference.
Oh right, this game is 3D, right?
Yeah. So,
right. Well, sounds like you had a lot of fun. Sounds like people should go get this game.
Yeah,
obviously.
All right, so moving on to 360, a quick hit because I was helping Mortific get some achievements, and he helped me get some, in the process. Played a brief 2-hour session of Tomb Raider multiplayer in private match to get a bunch of multiplayer achievements that he needed help getting, and then by circumstance I ended up getting as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you still get them even in private match. So.
Yeah, I wish you could get private match achievements in private match on stuff like Gears 3. Because there's so many of the damn achievements that I still don't have in that game for the multiplayer.
And then I went to Family Video, and I was looking around, and they had a few games for sale, and one of them in particular was fairly cheap, and I was worried that I wouldn't be able to see it get that cheap anymore, considering it's one of the games that is now digitally out of print and physically out of print. Although there's still copies out there, but I just, it wasn't going to fall to, I don't think I'll ever see it on a GameFly sale for $10-ish. So I did pick up Deadpool and played that, and I beat the first level, but that's all I've played of it. I haven't played any else. I spent most of my time trying to get all the achievements in the apartment when you start off.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do in that apartment at the very beginning of the game.
Yeah, you have to interact with like 13 specific things, and I had a hell of a time finding the 13th thing.
Well, I think you should have looked up Achievement Hunter's how-to on that apartment.
Well, yeah, I was trying to do it myself, and I did have to look up something eventually, and then I got it figured out, so I got the achievement. But I think it's kind of funny how you get the first two achievements of that game.
Mm. Yeah, that phone call is weird.
But
So weird.
I mean, it's an okay character action game. With pistols and sword, and
Yeah, mediocre melee and mediocre shooting.
yeah,
At its finest.
it is. I mean, Nolan North does do a good job as Deadpool, so
Yeah.
I don't know if this is one I want to keep in the collection. I may just try to beat this at some point and then sell it, and who knows, maybe by then it'll be uber rare or something. I would.
I kind of doubt that, but you never know.
Well, it's not available digitally. It's out of print physically. So I mean, all that's out there is what was produced
The,
and sold and
yeah.
resold in the last 6 to 8 months since it came out in the summer.
I don't think that there are that many or that few copies of that game out there, though. I think there's more than enough copies that it's not going to be that hard to find.
Okay, well, I mean, we'll see.
At least not for a reasonable price.
All right. Well, the other 360 game I played a whole lot of with your friend Scott,
Mm-hmm.
who was always wondering when you were going to show up, and
a lot of the time when you guys were playing, it was time for me to go get something to eat.
Right.
So,
but I went through all of the Tiny Tina DLC, and I was doing it on the first playthrough to try to get the achievement for beating all of the quests in one playthrough, and we actually also beat three of the four DLC raid boss. We beat the Scarlet raid boss, the Torque raid boss, and the Sir Hammerlock raid boss.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're right around level 50, those guys are pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, between him and mine's 46 now. It was 45 throughout all of Mad Moxie, but by the end of Mad Moxie, I got to 46. So I was 46, and he had his 60 whatever sire.
You mean Tiny Tina's?
Tiny Tina, sorry.
You got some Mad Moxie on the brain.
Yeah, I meant Tiny Tina. But yeah, so had some fun with that. That is very good DLC. I will say that is the best Borderlands 2 DLC. I still stand by that. Citadel's better from Mass Effect 3.
All right.
But it is very good. It's easily the best of all 8 Borderlands DLCs, and it's one of the best ones of the generation. Yeah. But I will take Shadow Broker or Citadel in front of it.
All right, if you're talking Shadow Broker, we might have a conversation. But yeah, I don't know. Other than that,
did you get Citadel when it was on sale for the 1 week?
No. I haven't touched Mass Effect 3 in
PC.
a long time.
Jason, PC. That's right, PC. I keep forgetting PC, not 360.
Yeah.
Have any of the DLCs ever gone on sale on PC?
Not that 3? I noticed.
It's a shame.
Not that I noticed, no.
It's a shame that you're not going to get to play Leviathan.
I know what happens in Leviathan, and I know what happens in Citadel. So I'm okay. Yeah, it would have made way more sense had Leviathan come out, day one. In the game, as opposed to being DLC.
Yeah.
Because, wow, that would have made a little bit of a difference, huh?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Because it kind of explains a little bit about the Reapers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Would have been good to know ahead of time. By the way, I really just, because we're talking about Mass Effect 3, I should probably just say this really quickly. Mass Effect 3's ending, less disappointing than Iron Man 3, the movie. Just putting that out there. Yeah. All right.
Okay, but at some point I'll play. I just haven't gotten on the 360 in the last couple of days. I had Magic. This was the release weekend. This was the release weekend for Born of the Gods, the new Magic the Gathering set. So I had 2 drafts on Friday night. I had a Fat Pack tournament Saturday afternoon, and then today I was working, so I've not played Borderlands with Scott since probably Tuesday or Wednesday, or it would have been Wednesday, I guess, when we beat everything. I don't think it was.
But I was playing quite a bit of Borderlands with Scott too, actually.
Yeah, and then he did a very nice job of leading up to the first of a certain creature that has never been in the Borderlands series until Tiny Tina.
Well, you had to think about what that is.
Yeah.
Where you are in that DLC, and what they're conveying with that DLC.
Well, yeah, I mean, it totally makes sense in flavor, but I'm just saying there's no warning, you know, it's
why
like,
would they warn you? They want to kill you, these monsters. They want the monsters to kill you.
Well, right, but it's just all of a sudden, it's just, you never open another chest and that same thing, you know, again.
Yeah, no, you're way more careful when you open those chests from then on. Whereas I'm just like, oh, really? Another one? God damn it, I wanted loot. Not this. I mean, come on. Fine, I'll just shotgun you in the mouth. It was more of an annoyance to me.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Well, anything else? I mean, you had Borderlands on here. Anything else you want to talk about, Borderlands-wise?
Just went through and was cleaning up a bunch of the achievements that I missed. I'm finally down to just 2 achievements missing out of the entire thing.
Yeah, Scott was in a similar boat.
He's only got 1.
Oh, okay. I thought he was at 2.
He finished up all the Hammerlock's Hunt quests, which I just did recently as well. Yeah,
the rare creatures. Yeah, that's the one I don't have.
God damn, that quest is so annoying.
Yes.
Those 2-legged drifters are so goddamn rare because they only appear in the area around the lodge.
Mm-hmm.
It's so ridiculously hard to find them. And because they only appear in the area around the lodge, and there's only like maybe 4 or 5 of them at a time, it's super hard to find. It's super hard to get that one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you have to sit in the lodge, save and reload constantly, looking out on the ledges to just see if you find one. That's the only way to do it. It's really annoying and really, really stupid. It's kind of almost as bad as some of those achievements. I mean, technically, wasn't part of the quests in Borderlands 1 with the Claptrap DLC, but there was a bunch of random stuff that would drop from Claptraps that you would kill in those, like 3 glasses, fishes,
the
pizzas and stuff.
Yes, all that crap.
Yeah, it's almost as bad as that.
Yeah.
But because there's actually a certain amount of it, and the amount is kind of lower, it's still doable.
Yeah.
Because, I was doing that yesterday. I got really bored when I was doing it. Just because it takes so damn long to do. But yeah, I finally finished up that Hammerlock's Hunt DLC completely, so I did all the stuff to do with that. So then I went and started doing all the quests, or side quests for Torg's Campaign of Carnage. And I've only got one more thing to do in that, which unfortunately requires me to have that car boost relic.
Oh yeah,
from Ellie's quest.
Yeah, same thing.
Dust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the only one. But you can cheat it if you have 2 people or more. If you have more, it's even faster.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll have to go in and do that real quick.
Yeah.
Because then we'll both have all the achievements in that one, I believe.
Yeah.
Unless you did already get all the Moxie pictures.
I don't know about. I think I did, but I think there's another one. There's like a tier. There might be something else I'm missing.
That's just a random collectible.
No, I know that I can't.
Oh, for you mean for quests?
Yes.
Oh well, it's easy enough to finish those.
Yeah.
If there's any of the like triple tier ones that aren't the
it's that.
Yeah. All right, so those are really easy. I can help you with those with my level 57 Psycho.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm level 57 now.
All right, so moving on to the Sony side of things, there's only one game per Sony console, but for PS4, I've played a little bit more of NBA 2K14 My Career, not in the last few days, but a lot previously. I'm at last week in the season. I had gotten ahead of real life, but I haven't played it in a while, so I'm at last week. In real life, what was last week, that's the point I am in the season. So I've got like a few games before the All-Star game, so I'm halfway through the first season with the Sacramento Kings.
All right.
I finally got to be a starter. I'm a little bit behind all the scenes and scripted events and stuff that take place on like Chris Smooth's videos and some of the other people that stream or do YouTube for NBA 2K14. I'm a little bit behind the curve as to where they were at certain times, but I'm finally the starting point guard now, so I'm starting to see some of the stuff that they did just later than they did.
Yeah.
I need to get going on Battlefield because they're in the middle of Battlefield 4 Appreciation Month, and every single day, if you log in, you get a battle pack. So
okay. What's a battle pack?
It's a thing you get either when you level up, or you get a bunch of golden ones when you become premium, and they have bronze, silver, and gold. It allows you to get attachments for your guns. You'll get double XP boosts that could be anywhere from an hour to 24 hours, anywhere from 10% more to 200% more.
So
emblems.
Basically, they took the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer chest drop stuff, gambling, and put it into Battlefield.
Kind of, sort of, yes. You cannot buy. The battle packs come as you level up, and depending on your level, I mean, you start off when you're low level. The ones you get are bronze. Other than, like I said, you get a bunch of gold ones when you become premium. You get a gold one if you get the collector's edition strategy guide. You get a bronze one with the paperback guide.
Oh, don't worry. Eventually they'll sell them. They usually do.
There's codes and like Slim Jims and...
Yeah. Well, like I said, eventually they will. Once they get the game fixed.
I think everything is fixed for the most part.
Not quite all of it. But they're a lot further along than they were a while ago. They're a lot further along than Call of Duty Ghosts, that's for damn sure.
Alright.
Oh, burn!
Alright, well,
That's a preview of what I'm gonna tell you about Ghosts later.
Yeah. Alright, so anyway,
yeah.
That's it on PS4, and then the game that I played on PS3 was I put Season 2, Episode 2 of Wolf Among Us.
Yeah. I just played Episode 1 today.
Yeah, I can't say a word to you because...
I know, but don't worry, because I'm really interested to see where this goes, I'm going to be playing it either tonight or tomorrow.
To be fair, I mean, you'll at least, like, what happens at the end of the first episode, there's something that takes place fairly early in the second one, and then we can at least talk a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they don't go too long without resolving what happened, or not fully, but the big dun 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 at the end of episode 1 becomes clear fairly early on in episode 2.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I would hope so, because you can't just do a cold end like that. It's like, oh my god, what? Are you kidding me?
But I am enjoying Wolf Among Us much more than I did season 2 so far of Walking Dead, and it's just the supporting cast. I like the characters a lot better. I mean, The Walking Dead season 2. I mean, Clementine's fine, but that's it.
Well, we've had one episode of that so far.
Well, yeah, but I thought
you got to give it at least one more.
Well, I understand, but I would have said the same thing, after I played Walking Dead episode 1 back in December. I am liking the cast of characters better in Wolf Among Us than I am in. And it's not saying that The Walking Dead season 2 is bad. I'm just saying between the two, I'm liking the cast of characters better in Wolf Among Us. Now, maybe that will change. I don't know. But
well, I'm pretty sure, thinking about how the casts changed throughout the entire season of Walking Dead season 1, yeah, I can see some of the casts changing quite a bit. Very easily.
I guess I'm like, these people that you played as in 300 Days, where are they?
I don't know yet. I would think that they would make an appearance during episode maybe 3 or 4 at the latest, but I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, so you played episode 1 on PC. You've got the season pass, I assume.
Yep, for both games. Yeah.
Okay, well, it's good you got it on a PC, because there's some type of bug on the 360 version of the season pass, and it's a Microsoft bug that they haven't fixed yet. So everybody that bought the season pass on 360 for Wolf Among Us gets redemption codes, because Microsoft can't figure out why it's not turning up as free.
Huh. Okay.
So yeah, another reason not to get a Telltale game on 360.
Well, I mean, other than the giant technical issues with the engine, sure,
that's what I was referring to. Yes. So,
but
all right, so
there was a little bit of wonkiness in episode 1 for me.
It
was mostly just lip syncing that didn't seem quite right. But I think I also had that in season 1 of The Walking Dead as well.
On Walking Dead, I didn't have any issues on PS3. On Wolf Among Us episode 2, I had some issues when it loaded. Like, I never even got them saying previously on. Like I heard Toad's opening line and then just the loading screen, and so I mean that was really choppy with the going back through the choices and the highlights of episode 1.
Mm.
And then when the title card sequence was playing for episode 2, that was really choppy. But other than that, it was fine.
Okay.
But it was choppy in those two instances, and I have watched half a playthrough of the 360 version of episode 2, and it was a lot less choppy than the 360 one. So right. I still say if you're going to play that on console, play it on PS3. Now I think I can safely say that the PC version is probably the best one. It's not going to run perfectly on any of them, but
unfortunately, that's just how Telltale works.
Yeah, I would go PC, PS3, 360 is the order.
Yeah,
I would say in terms of the quality of how it runs. So that's it for me. So what else have you been playing, Steven?
Oh, like I said, I was playing some Wolf Among Us episode 1 on PC. Finished up that episode. Definitely chomping at the bit to get to episode 2 right away.
Yep.
Also played Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 1.
Yep.
Which, man, they're making that title even longer.
Yeah.
Oof. Jeez. There's some messed up shit in that game.
Yeah. Like I've told people, my nightmare
That shed scene. Oh my god. I couldn't look at that. I could barely look at the screen when I was doing what I was doing in the shed.
That was another reason why I didn't like it, because well, no, not for the graphics of it. Okay, I couldn't figure out how to do the action it was wanting me to do. I had to look up an FAQ to be like, okay, this is how you do this.
Really?
Yes. I couldn't figure out the stick motion to do what it was wanting to do.
Yeah, okay, well that was really, 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 really super simple. Alright. Weird. Maybe they changed it recently?
I don't know. I don't know, but it took me. I probably spent 30 minutes going around the internet trying to find some way to describe it. I think I found it on Telltale's forums eventually. It's like, okay, you move the sticks this way to do the thing that you're supposed to be doing right here.
Huh. Weird. That was really, really super simple and obvious to me. Like I said, I guess maybe they changed it. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah. Oh, jeez. And then also the camp scene. Yeah. By the time I finished that episode, I don't drink. I don't drink alcohol, but damn, I freaking needed a stiff drink after that.
They get the feels going like 2 minutes into the episode. It's like it's like dun dun dun.
Yeah, that character, he ain't doing so good either. Weird. Yeah. Start you off with a bang, just like episode 1 of Wolf Among Us.
Well, the end, yeah. But yeah, you have a similarly shock moment at the beginning.
Yeah.
Of Walking Dead.
Yes, well, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The beginning of Wolf Among Us is pretty damn action-packed.
Oh, well, yeah, that one's action-packed, but I'm talking about just the huh?
Yeah, I know, it's super emotional, yeah.
Yeah, the shock of how Wolf Among Us episode 1 ends is how episode 1 of Walking Dead begins. So that's just funny. That's an interesting contradiction.
Yeah.
There.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens with episode 2. But yeah, I'm in. I'm obviously going to play all 5 episodes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just got to wait for them to come out. So yeah, play through episode 1, finished of that one. Then I was sitting on Steam looking around at stuff, and I was like, wait a minute. They made another Puzzle Quest game?
And I got chastised for saying that I wouldn't play this on. At the time, it was only on iOS. I've been chastised for being a gaming snob and whatnot.
Don't worry. Marvel Puzzle Quest Dark Reign for the PC, which I played. Yeah, it's definitely a game that was ported from Touch.
Yeah.
Because it really shows. Well, literally, there's no start button. You just click the screen, and that takes you into the menu. Yeah, it's weird. So yes, it's the basics of it are Puzzle Quest.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Because Puzzle Quest is still fun. But then they layer on a bunch of other things on top of it.
Yeah.
That kill the enjoyment so badly, it's like I don't understand what they were thinking. Okay, so the game is, like I said, very, very, very Puzzle Quest in nature. However, you have a roster of characters that you can use, as opposed to just the one character from each of the Puzzle Quest games. So you start off and you have Iron Man. And you go through a tutorial in which you also have, Thor and somebody else. I think it was Thor and Black Widow. So it's those three. So you're running through the tutorial with them, but then you're on your own after that. But then you quickly start recruiting others like Storm, and then you can recruit either Black Widow or Hawkeye, though technically you can recruit both of them. Alright, so there's a level up mechanic for each of the characters, but it's not based on how many on experience points, it's based on these crystals that you get as well. You don't always get crystals from battle. You only get them as rewards. If and only if you don't get a different reward at the end of the battle. So you could wind up getting something like a health pack, as opposed to these crystals, which you do use to level up. But you also use these crystals to buy things at the same time, so that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But then there's also these other things called hero coins that you could use to buy things. And those are even more rare than the crystals. I think the thing that breaks it for me is the leveling up. You can't level up like normal. Because even if you had the crystals, you can't just straight up level up. Each character starts with just one move unlocked. That one move means you can't upgrade them. You have to unlock either an extra level to their move, their special move, which is done by accruing the different colored puzzle pieces, by matching the 3. So by matching 3, you get 3 of that color. It's basically just different colored mana, essentially.
Yeah.
But because you only have one move per superhero unlocked, you can't level them up. Right. I think I think I may be confusing a little bit. It's confusing to describe. All right. So every time you go into their store and say, I want a new hero, I would like to level up this one hero, but you can't specifically get any one hero that you want. It's random. So every time you purchase one of these packs, you'll get a comic book cover. This comic book cover is what delegates whether you can level up characters or not. So a totally random thing, which could give you a comic book cover for a character you don't even have, like, let's say my lineup is Iron Man, Hawkeye, Black Widow, and Storm, because you can only have a certain amount of characters, by the way, which you could also purchase even more room for your roster. Yeah. Those free-to-play hooks are really deep in this game.
But of course.
Yeah. But my problem really happened with the fact that you couldn't control what comic book covers you get out of these random packs. It can be for a hero that completely doesn't match any of the stuff that you already have. So my roster's full, but then I get a comic book cover for, say, Moonstone. Well, that doesn't help me because I don't have Moonstone already. So it's so poorly designed for a free-to-play game that it's not worth playing because it just slaps you in the face over and over and over. Like, hey, you need to buy this. Sorry. You're out of this. Oh, hey, buy it. Come on. Another thing that is really annoying about this game, just like Puzzle Quest, you accrue damage to your character during the matches. Now, unlike Puzzle Quest, the damage is not automatically healed when you exit the battle. It's persistent damage, which is why they have things like health packs, which auto-heal your character back to full. But you can only have a certain amount of them per time before it ticks back up and generates a new one for you. Yeah. So don't bother with this game. Don't play this game, period. Even though it's a Marvel game, the story is kind of crappy as well. So ignore it. Move on. Just, yeah. All right. So, let's see. Let's go to a couple more of the repeats as well. We'll do 360 and then we'll swing back to 3DS. All right, so played some Borderlands 2, like I said. Not really much else to say about that. Played a little bit of Ghosts just yesterday and today for Call of Duty. Yeah, the game is about as bad as it has been for a while. A couple new additions that they added. They added a few new playlists to the roster. So now you can go in and play Gun Game. But it's not. Jason?
Yeah, huh. Oh, sorry. It's been a long couple days. It's been a long weekend.
Well, come on, you gotta stay awake here.
Yeah.
I thought you were snoring to just tell me, hey, get off the PC and talk about something else, but I wasn't sure.
Well, no, to be fair, when this came out on iOS, I got a lot of flack from Shipwreck of the Catcast because, he'll play everything, and I got called an elitist, and not directly, but it was just like, it's fine, and no, it's not, because just like with Plants vs. Zombies 2, when you build a game like this around free to play, you have to do mechanics that slow down your progression to force people to either spend ungodly amounts of time to do simplistic things or to pay money to bypass the wait.
Yeah. Which is really, really annoying.
Yes.
So, it's just not worth playing it. It's really not.
Yeah.
The free-to-play mechanics in it just slap you in the face constantly.
And, you can be dangerously addicted to Puzzle Quest. I would love to play a Marvel-themed Puzzle Quest. Awesome!
Yeah!
Awesome! When it's free to play.
Yeah, not like this.
Yeah.
The damage across your characters is persistent after the battles, like I said. So even after you exit the battle, unlike Puzzle Quest, it doesn't auto-heal.
Yep. So
you have to use your health packs. But you can only have so many health packs.
Yep.
So yeah, like I said, so back to Ghosts, now that I've already switched consoles. They added a few new things to the playlists. They added Gun Game back in. They added a free-for-all hunted mode as well. Hunted mode was there's these weapon drop points that occur all over the map, and the care package drops that'll happen all over the map. And because you only start with a pistol and a throwing knife, you kind of want to go and find these crates because they'll give you different guns, which all have super limited ammo, i.e. one clip. You get one clip for each of those guns you pull out of those crates. And then after after 5 uses, the crates will disappear. New crate will be starting to airdrop in from another location. Hunted is a really fun game type. I really like that mode. However, it started as a team-based mode. Now they obviously have free-for-all. So it's everybody against everybody else, which I don't know why you would want that, because it's hard enough with the bullet lag in that game and the lag period, just in general, to even kill somebody with any weapon, really, let alone just the pistols.
Yeah.
So the free-for-all mode, I don't know. But what I have played a lot of was the gun game mode that they put in.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the same kind of gun game mode that's been in previous games. Here's what's different. Normally, in gun game, you progress from one gun to the next, to the next, to the next, in a very set order. So you'll know, okay, if I get the kill with this pistol, I'll move up to this submachine gun.
Mm-hmm.
And then with this submachine gun, I can move up to this next submachine gun. Well, that's not exactly how it works in Call of Duty Ghostland. There are about 5, I want to say, or there's at least 3 different progressions for the guns. Minimum.
Okay.
So it's not the same progression each time. Your starting gun is different. Your ending weapon is still the same. It's still a throwing knife.
Mm-hmm.
But the progression does not make sense. You don't progress from pistols to shotguns to submachine guns. At least not in this game. In this game, you could progress from a shotgun to a rocket launcher to back to a assault rifle.
Okay.
The order doesn't make any sense. And because I said there's 3 different threads, you never know exactly which thread you're going to get. So you could start out with the thread that gets you the TAC-12 shotgun after the first kill, or you could have the thread that gets you the revolver shotgun, which I don't remember the name of, or you could get the pump action shotgun. It's so weird. It doesn't make any sense why they did that. It's not as fun, obviously, because you never know what you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know. Again, another misstep among everything else. So, yeah, I'm glad I didn't get the map pack, and I don't think I ever will. Because they didn't earn my money on this game at all. So, yeah, I only played it for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours total over the past day. So yeah, so for the past 24 hours, I played maybe 2.5 hours of it. It's just it's making me want to get rid of it more and more. And that's really unfortunate because I've never wanted to get rid of a Call of Duty game this much. Not this much. Even World at War, which was very, very well balanced, was not making me want to get rid of it as much as Ghosts is wanting me to. So, I really don't know how much more I'm going to play. I really don't. I'm very much reaching my limit of how much I can tolerate for the crappiness that they pulled off with this game. Which makes the news that they announced for the Call of Duty franchise a little bit even weirder. So we'll talk about that later, though. Alright, so last of the repeats was, at least for 360, was the Saboteur for 360. Finished that up as well. Damn. People, you need to play this game.
Yeah.
This is so damn fun.
Yeah.
Also, I 100%ed everything that you can possibly do in that game.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, there was a lot of things I blew up. Oh, there were so many things. So many things that I blew up.
I can't imagine you ever getting in the Sony ecosystem to where there's a platinum trophy for getting every achievement.
I don't know.
If you ever got into the Sony ecosystem, I don't know what.
Well, I mean, I'm going to eventually have to because Infamous Second Son looks amazing, and I really want to play it. And there's all the games on PS3 that I missed, but I still really, really would want to go back and play.
Yeah.
Last of Us, and
Uncharted, Valkyria. Well, Valkyria Chronicles does have trophies. That's the one left that doesn't have trophies. Right. But still, Valkyria Chronicles.
Yeah. But Uncharted 2 and 3.
Tales games.
At least Infamous 2.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go all the way back to Infamous 1, but maybe.
Yeah.
Still, but yeah, there's a lot of games I missed that I still would love to go back and play.
The Tales games.
I could probably do without them. Just let's wait and see how I react to Vesperia.
Yeah.
Which I still haven't played yet, but I'm planning on getting to it this year though.
Oh, okay.
That's the plan. I'm planning on playing it this year because I want to upload videos to YouTube of it.
Okay.
Because I actually own a device that allows me to capture the video now.
Which one do you have?
I have the Roxio Game Capture HD Pro.
Okay.
So it doesn't have all the bells and whistles of some of the other ones.
Like the hoppage.
Like the Hapag, yeah, or the Elgato. But it works.
Mm-hmm.
It does what it's supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Now I just need to figure out if my laptop is powerful enough to let me record my audio at the same time. Because the laptop is a little bit on the old side.
Yeah.
I'm lucky it lets me record the video.
But anyways,
at a decent bitrate.
But anyways, Saboteur,
But yeah, that's actually the first game footage I recorded. It was a little bit of Saboteur glitching out on me a little bit.
But does it, it ends okay? No cliffhangers to be left?
No, not at all. I would have loved it, though, if they had decided to go on and make a second game.
Well, no, because the studio was pretty much destroyed.
Right, I know, but I'm just saying.
Once this game went gold.
I would actually be very happy to play another game where the protagonist was Sean.
Yeah.
Because he's such a likable character.
I just love the mechanic. I've talked about it before when I played it on the show, but the mechanic of the black and white into the color, and
yeah.
I need to put that in and see if my midnight show, because like the servers, quote unquote, for that game are shut off. So I wonder if that means that I can't play, I can't, like the nudity switch and then the extra hideouts that DLC gave you, and then like the little dance number. I wonder if that stuff just doesn't show up anymore now that these servers are quote unquote shut off. Or, did you get any errors when you booted the game up about failure to connect to EA or anything like that? Did anything like that?
Only the very, very, very first time I tried to load it. It just said, "Oh, hey, there's this." I think it was because I went into the extras menu or something.
Mm.
It wasn't when I immediately said start.
Well, that would have
start game.
Right, but that would have been like that. That would have been where.
So no.
Where the nudity switch was.
No, it worked just fine. There was nothing wrong with it. Although I never put in that code. Not that I'm missing anything by doing that.
Well, I don't even think you can get it now.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm just saying. Even if I had put that code in, it's really not that much you're missing if you're doing that. But it's a really good revenge story. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, I really enjoyed how it ended. It's so damn fun.
Okay, cool.
And it's really nice and cinematic the way they end it like that. So I really, really could not more highly recommend that people check this game out. So damn fun. So yeah.
Available for $10 at your local GameStop.
Yeah. So there you go. Cheap enough price that you should definitely play it. It's definitely worth playing. So, yeah, finished up, got all the achievements out of that. The only one that was really a grind to do, per se, was the Casanova achievement, which is to kiss 50 girls. And you can only do that while you're escaping from an alarm. Which, it's one of the hiding spots, basically. But because it's only on alarm level 1, I very, very rarely even saw it.
Yeah.
Because half the time, I was in trouble enough that it was automatically bumping me up to alarm level 2 right away. Because I'm like, well, damn, now these guys are shooting at me. I'm going to shoot back. Oh, wait, now the alarm went up. Oops. Yeah, so as soon as you do something wrong, run away. You might find them a little more scattered throughout the city. So, yeah. Yeah, best place to do that is up at the church hideout, up in the very, very top corner of the map. I want to say it's the left top corner. It's this little coastal town village.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You might have gotten that far, right? I don't remember.
I don't know. I was fairly early on in that game. There were a couple different areas of the map that I hadn't had access to yet. So
yeah, they don't send you out there until a decent amount of time has passed. But once you go up there, there's a Nazi base directly down the road, and if you just walk up with a gun drawn, you'll draw their attention just enough to get the alarm. Then you run away down that street, and right around a corner, about halfway down the street, there's a hiding spot where you can kiss the girl. And that'll get you out of the alarm. And that's where I pretty much just stood, or stayed, and ground out that one achievement. Because it was the only one I had trouble with. And boy, is that one a grind.
Did you have fun getting...
It's 50. It takes forever.
Did you have fun with the Eiffel Tower one?
Oh, that was so damn... It was so damn fun climbing all the way up to the top. And then figuring out, oh wait, I really shouldn't jump off the very, very tippy top because it'll kill me.
Yep.
Because I'll never land in this puddle of water that's off to the side. So you have to go back down to the observation level.
Yep.
And jump from there.
Mm-hmm.
But you can do it, and it's very easy to do. Because I actually did it twice when I was like, I don't want to walk all the way down and wait for the elevators. Let's just jump. So, yeah. Lots and lots and lots of fun with that game. So damn much fun. I didn't even see the twist coming that happened. I really didn't think that was who did the thing that they made all the troubles for you. But yeah, so had some fun with that. So like I said, there's just barely enough room that they could have gone into a sequel, and I would have loved it.
Yeah, but rest in peace.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's probably never going to happen.
No.
Also, another thing that's probably never going to happen is good new IP coming out of EA. But we'll see. Rest in peace, Dead Space 3. You shitty, shitty game. Rest in peace,
Sim City.
Good franchises.
Sim City.
You have Sim City getting killed like that.
Dungeon Keeper.
All right. Well, now we're just kicking. Now we're just kicking them in the teeth. I mean, really. Anyway.
Wing Commander.
Anyway. I understand, but anyway. All right. Yeah, last game that I was playing was my 3DS was some more Pokemon Y. I'm just finished up getting to the city where the 8th gym is. Unfortunately, the 8th gym leader is off in some other area. So now I gotta go hunt them down.
Oh, but of course.
I guess, because it has to happen at least with one gym leader.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, yeah, gotta go hunt them down, and then I'll finally have all my 8 gym badges. I defeated Team Flare, so that's another good point.
Woo!
And boy, did I call who the villain was in this game. Wow, is it obvious. Oh, man. I could not have been more happy that I called that correctly. Yeah, his motivation is a little weird, though. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty much your standard bad guy wants to do something real bad. And, yeah, put a stop to all their evil machinations and save the world from them. So, had just another day in Pokemon World. This really, at that point. But, yeah, leveled up my Pokemon to finally match the level of my other guys that I had since the beginning of the game. And, yeah, just enjoying my time playing it. Not really much else to say about Pokemon, so that's kind of all the stuff that I've been playing. So how about we go over to the 4 news stories that we've got?
Sounds like a plan.
And now, the latest game news from around the world.
Alright, so, like we were saying before, yeah, Call of Duty. Interesting news happened. There's a 3rd development studio now doing Call of Duty games. It's Sledgehammer Games!
Yeah, the people that had to come in and fill the empty seats when almost everybody of consequence left Infinity Ward to go form Respawn.
Yeah, and create a brand new game that might very well revolutionize the first-person shooter genre again. But we'll have to wait and see.
I seriously wonder how much that game's going to be hurt by it being online only with no single player.
Wait, what? Oh, you mean Titanfall?
Titanfall.
Oh, I was like, wait, what?
Titanfall.
I didn't hear anything about this going on with the next Call of Duty game.
Oh, Titanfall.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to hurt it that much.
It's going to hurt it some because a lot of people don't have internet.
Well, I don't know why you're buying Call of Duty games.
The single player
The single players haven't been great for a while.
Zombies.
I hate zombies.
I'm just telling you that Black Ops 2 sell all the Black Ops games.
I know.
Hotcakes at your local GameStop because of zombies.
I know. Which doesn't make any sense because they do zombie DLC episodes that I'm going to guess those people never see.
Yep, you would be correct, but some of them will pay $60 for wireless internet adapters, and this and that to try to get more zombies.
Oh, anyway. Yeah, so now they have a 3rd development studio doing Call of Duty games, and Sledgehammer's first game's coming out this year.
Yeah, because apparently they've been working on it ever since they wrapped up with Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah.
And Activision, to their credit, has kept this silent for, a
long time, yeah.
2+ years, so...
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah.
So, maybe they had enough time to make something good.
But the big thing to take away from this is it's still a Call of Duty game every year. It's just this year will be Sledgehammer, and next year will be the following 2015 will be Infinity Ward.
No,
No?
it'll have to be Treyarch.
Oh, it'd be Treyarch, right? It'd be
Has to be.
Yeah, it'd be Treyarch in 2015, and then Infinity Ward won't get it again until 2016. Who knows if Call of Duty's still selling by then?
Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know.
And F that ending of Ghosts.
God, that game is so bad.
It's not
It's
that
so
bad. It has
bad.
a horrible ending.
And the multiplayer is really buggy and still super bad.
Speaking of buggy,
yeah.
well, I've not, maybe it's just because it's not been that popular. Even when Two Best Friends did their spoof episode of it, they were just like the beginning of it. It was just like it's totally fine, just bland, and people haven't been paying attention. I did not know that there were game progression blocking bugs in Batman Arkham Origins. I just did not realize this was a thing.
It's probably because it hasn't happened to a ton of people.
But apparently there are.
Yes.
Yeah, and I forget the name of the studio that did this game. It wasn't Rocksteady, but the WB Montreal, I guess it was. They have said that getting the DLC story mission that was promised for the season pass, which has been canceled on Wii U and caused Nintendo to have to refund people who bought the season pass on Wii U. But so this story episode, which will probably be some super short thing like Harley Quinn was or something, but that is the highest priority, and then the only bugs that they will fix after they get the story DLC done are ones that block game progression. Anything else, any other bugs will go unfixed.
Wow. Yeah. Well, that's just another reason to never buy that game.
or to wait a while.
Or to never buy that game and teach them a lesson with your money.
Yeah.
Or lack thereof of your money. Because it's the only way they're going to learn.
Yeah.
It's the only way companies learn is if you don't let them have your money.
Well, non-Xbox One or PC owners won't be able to give EA money. Well, I don't know how that arrangement goes between EA and Respawn, but they won't be getting money from 360 owners for at least 2 weeks after the release of Titanfall on March 11th for Xbox One and PC. It will be the 25th on 360. And of course, that port, we finally found out that port is being done by Blue Point Games.
Which, they're pretty famous. They've done a lot of different ports. So obviously they have some pedigree with ports.
Yeah, it kind of really sucks for people.
Yeah.
360 owners getting the short end of the stick.
Well, I mean, they're not a huge studio.
Yeah.
They had to focus on something.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with them having their focus on PC and Xbox One. It's just unfortunate that they couldn't do the port themselves for 360. But I understand that obviously they don't really have enough people.
You know why I don't understand?
But
why we have to have the upteenth billionth animated Sonic series? Like, seriously, how many have there been? There has to be at least 4 or 5.
Well, let's see. There was the Sonic Adventure. Well, are you talking about the games, or are you talking about the animated cartoons?
Well, I was using the animated cartoons to transition into both. So,
I mean, because there's been a lot.
Yes. So we have a new TV animated Sonic series, Sonic Boom, that's going to coincide with new Sonic games on 3DS and Wii U, where Sonic's been redesigned, does not have his trademark red scarf anymore. Knuckles is a huge giant.
Red scarf?
Yeah, what's the red thing he always had around? Okay, maybe I'm thinking.
I don't know what you're talking about because he's never really worn a scarf.
Oh, well, now he's got like a gray one.
Right. Sure. His only real trademark was that he's
shoes.
blue and that he always has red shoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really his only trademark.
Yeah, now he's got the scarf and then Knuckles is some big, huge, hulking thing.
Holy crap, Knuckles looks like he was put through a bench press in the wrong direction. And somebody squeezed all his vital organs into like his upper chest and head. He's so disproportionate with how he looks now.
And then these new Sonic games are going to be the first core line Sonic games developed mainly in the West.
Yeah.
Los Angeles-based Big Red Button will do the Wii U version of the game in CryEngine 3, and it's promising to be a very different Sonic, both in tone and art direction. Remember the last time we got that? We got Sonic Unleashed, the Were-Hedgehog. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
we all know how good that was.
And then in a San Francisco studio named Sanzaru Games will develop the 3DS version. There'll be slightly different content on each platform. The 3DS version having different environments and enemies as the Wii U. But Sonic Team will be consulting on both titles. It is a CG TV series. Cartoon
Network. Of course, because you can't have hand-drawn things on TV anymore.
And here's the other weird thing. So it's not your traditional 20-whatever-minute animated series. With 9, it's not your traditional, 20, whatever. I mean...
2 minutes.
Is it 20? Well, for anime, don't they have longer...
22 minutes... And then there's commercials.
Right, but on animated, aren't there longer commercials because you, by law, have to have that physical break between commercials and maybe not. Maybe it still is the traditional 22 and 8. I don't know. But
wait, hold on. Are you talking about when the breaks occur?
Well, I thought commercials were longer on kids shows. I thought there was more commercials on a kids show than there were on a normal half-hour, prime time show.
It depends on what show you're talking about, because sometimes there are, but sometimes there aren't.
Oh, okay. Well,
most of the time, there's just the break at the very beginning, middle, end.
Okay, I'm not trying to get us off on a tangent. I was just asking a question, because what I'm getting at is that these episodes are half the length of a normal anime, a normal 30-minute. These episodes are 11 minutes long, and there's 52 of them.
That's a standard.
What, that there's 52 episodes anytime they do a new cartoon? That they always...
Well, no. It's standard for a show to be 11 minutes, break, 11 minutes.
No, the actual... content is only 11 minutes. It's half. Well, normally a cartoon is 30 with the commercials. This is 11 without the commercials. So that means what are these going to be like?
2 episodes in a half hour.
Okay, so they're going to do.
They do this actually all the time. Oh. Especially for stuff like Adventure Time.
Okay.
Adventure Time basically follows the same kind of format.
I have not watched Cartoon Network in going on 5 years, so
you need to watch Adventure Time. So it's really good.
I've not been off on Saturday mornings to watch cartoons. I've not had pay TV, so
I haven't watched Saturday morning cartoons in probably about 9 years.
Yeah,
maybe 8 or 9 years.
Justice
something
League
like that.
getting canceled.
Yeah, all the stuff got canceled,
Young
and
Justice,
I was like,
Legion of Superheroes.
Well, at this point, I kind of don't care, so whatever. So I just stopped waking up in Saturday mornings.
Oh, anyway, so now it was a shock to me to see that something was 11, but it's 2 episodes, so it's a 26-week run. It's just instead of having one long episode, they do 2 short ones.
Yeah, it makes it easier to produce the episodes.
Okay.
And then it's also easier for them because then they can interchange which of the 2 episodes it is.
Okay. I have no younger siblings. I have no younger family members at all, so yeah.
The only show I've seen do that specifically, like the way they do, like the way at least they're suggesting they're going to do for Sonic Boom, is Adventure Time.
Okay.
Adventure Time always has 1 episode, break, 2nd episode, break, end.
Okay.
I don't know why they do it like that. And the episodes can be completely random, even when the episode is brand new. Those the 2 pieces of the half hour that they air could be completely separated in the next time that one of those pieces gets aired. So it could run with a completely different episode at the very beginning of the half hour, or a completely different episode at the end of the half hour. So they can just mix and match which episode pieces that they stick together. I'm not sure why they do it like that, but they do.
Well, you know what else is going to be different that comes out later this year, presumably?
I don't know.
Season 2 of Killer Instinct.
Yeah, well, that might be a thing that may never exist.
No, Microsoft has said it's going to exist. There's going to be a different developer of it because the current developer of that and the upcoming Strider reboots coming out on all the different platforms as a downloadable game, Double Helix Games, they got bought by Amazon, and most likely to fuel the long-rumored everybody's got to do it, so sure, Amazon, why not? Android gaming platform that Amazon has supposedly had in development for years. Because the Ouya and the Shield and the Game Stick and whatever the hell Mad Catz thing is that hasn't come out yet, those have all just sold like hotcakes. So
yeah,
sure, Amazon.
They're really putting up a good effort against things like the 360, the PS3, the PS4, the Xbox One, or the Wii U.
Hell, the Wii U sold more than Ouya.
Yeah,
I have one.
Because guess what? You can only get Nintendo games on those.
How about the Vita? The Vita's a better platform than the Ouya.
Yeah. Although that's not saying much because the Vita is a better... No, because the Vita is a better platform just overall.
Yes. Okay.
Than most people give it credit for.
Yes.
I mean, that's... Yeah. If that's what's going to happen, which would be a really bad idea if it was... But if that's what's going to happen, they're just going to lose money. They're just basically throwing money down the drain at that point.
Yeah.
If they take Double Helix and they just keep producing games with Double Helix, but for actual consoles, you know, the ones that are in people's houses, as opposed to the Ouyas.
Right.
Which apparently, funnily enough, got a redesign recently.
Yeah.
Only now it costs more.
Yeah, because it's got bigger storage. It's got more storage in it.
Yeah, internal storage, but a better designed controller, supposedly.
Yeah, and Strider's coming up here. Strider is a $15 download. Comes out on Tuesday the 18th for the PlayStation platforms, PS3, PS4.
Do you want to just go right into the coming soon?
Well, I mean, because this is a downloadable one. This isn't at retail, so we will. But I just wanted to note that's coming up soon. So I'm kind of curious with how much we just got done talking about Batman with bug fixing. How much time are they going to allot to bug fixing? And plus, there's still one character missing from Season 1 of Killer Instinct, which is already confirmed to be an Evo game. That it's an Evo game this year. So I'm kind of curious how that's all going to play out.
Well, I would think that they couldn't abandon their current contracts.
Yeah, I mean, they'll have to get Season 1 of Killer Instinct. But what I'm getting at with Killer Instinct is they brought out Spinal, the skeleton, and he's the most technical character. But if you do his teleports in a certain way, which is very easy to do in normal combat, you lock the game up. Like there's a video of Maximilian at tournament in California using Spinal and accidentally locking the game up and having to take a game loss because of it. So yeah, so
okay, well,
yeah, so that what if there's some there's stuff like that for a game that's going to be at Evo and is one of the featured Evo titles, or something what if there's some type of stupid progression thing with Strider?
Well, again, I would think, hopefully, they're still going to be on tap to be able to fix all this stuff. And like I was saying earlier, I'm hoping Amazon is just going to let them continue to do what they've been doing.
Yeah.
And then they just say, publish the games that Double Helix produces. Because that would actually get them a lot of money. That would be a positive inflow for their cash, as opposed to throwing Double Helix at consoles like the Ouya. Because that's just flushing money down the toilet. But, you know what? That's just my opinion. It might be based on fact, but it is still just my opinion. So, yeah.
Alright, well...
I think that was kind of pretty much all the big news.
Yeah, kind of funny. Somebody hacked Yves Guillemot's digital signature with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office and tried to get the Watch Dogs trademark abandoned. And then
actually, it technically was abandoned, but then Ubisoft went, "Oh no, whoa, no, please don't, no, we want that back."
Yeah,
and they did get it back.
Yeah, so that was a fun little 24 hours there when that got discovered.
That was interesting, to say the least. I was like, wait, what?
But as you suggested, why don't we go over the coming soon for February, because we actually have games this month. And then we'll finish that off with December/2013 NPDs.
So, what games are coming out this month?
All right, well, we'll cover first the ones that came out last week. There were a couple. Fable Anniversary on 360, which is a remake of Fable 1 in HD, $40.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they did put it in the Unreal Engine. And boy, does it show with all that pop-in.
Yeah, I'll get it eventually, but it'll be like Christmas time or something where it's dropped in price. So I mean, I waited a year for Kmart to put Halo 1 on sale for $15, so it'll happen.
Halo 1
the
anniversary edition?
Yeah, the anniversary, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It took me a year waiting, but I got my price.
Right.
So.
Right.
And then on Friday, we had a couple of games come out. We had the Lego Movie game come out on every platform imaginable.
Yeah.
Other than Wii.
Because, you need another Lego game.
Yeah. Which is...
It's not like they haven't already released 1 billion of them.
Which is crazy with that thing because, it's all wrapped up in Warner Brothers now. You have Lego Batman, you've got Lego Lord of the Rings characters, you got all the Lego DC characters in there. It's just,
Yep.
It's just kind of crazy. Because that's an actual movie as well.
They make appearances in the movie.
Yeah, then it's an actual in-theater movie as well. And then Bravely Default for 3DS, Square Enix's new download or a new 3DS RPG.
Yeah, unfortunately, I still haven't played the demo that I have on my 3DS.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I gotta get into that and play it.
All right, this week coming out, the highlight would be Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13, i.e. Final Fantasy 13-3.
Yeah.
If you buy,
or pseudo Final Fantasy 10-2.
Don't forget, if you buy it at Target, you can get it in a steelbook.
Right.
Anyway. To coincide with Far Cry Classic, an updated HD-ified version of Far Cry 1 for the consoles, to coincide with that, the Far Cry Collection is coming out for PS3 and 360. That is Far Cry 2 and 3 on disc, and then Far Cry Classic and Blood Dragon as download codes.
Man, Far Cry 1 was such a weird game. So damn weird.
Yeah, see, I never played it because the console versions were all a mess. Like, we didn't really get a straight port on the consoles of 1. Yes, that's...
none of them were the exact story of what happened in the first one.
Yeah, and I never played it on PC, so...
It was so weird. It went from shooting guys in a jungle to having monsters jumping out at you. At the very end. I don't know what... I don't remember exactly why. I can't remember because it's been so long, but it was such a weird game.
There are some handheld games, and pretty much most of them that are coming out this month are all packed right around here. One Piece Romance Dawn is coming out on 3DS, and the physical release is a GameStop exclusive. Otherwise, it's on the eShop. Huh. And from what I read on CAG, the last time there was a One Piece physical release game, which may have been GameCube? Was it GameCube?
Yeah.
That is apparently super rare, so most likely...
Yeah, it is.
So this is probably going to be really rare as well, and the reviews aren't really great, but it's probably going to be a rare game, and One Piece is fairly popular, so yeah, so the physical release is GameStop exclusive, otherwise it's on the eShop, just like all the PS3 games have been PSN exclusive in North America. Yeah. Tokuden, The Age of Demons is coming out on Vita, and Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc is coming out on Vita as well. Moving to the 18th, the big release is NASCAR 14 to coincide with the Daytona 500. You also have...
They're taking another left turn!
You'll also have Earth Defense Force 2025 for PS3 and 360. And then Ragnarok Odyssey Ace, which is essentially the complete edition of Ragnarok Odyssey, is coming out on Vita, but it's also being ported to PS3 at retail.
Huh.
Yeah.
Weird.
You know, if XC could do that, hey, Sega, where's my Valkyria Chronicles 3, huh?
I don't know.
Sega.
Yeah, we know. Look, we all know Sega's been making some very questionable decisions lately. Sonic Boom. But yeah. So there's really no excuse for any of what they've been doing lately.
All right, and that brings us to the 25th, which is kind of the quote-unquote big Tuesday of the month. First off, you have Thief on all the consoles and PC. Yep. So PC, PS3, 360, PS4, Xbox One.
It's looking pretty good.
See, all the press previews of it previously had been like, I don't know. So...
It just looks good. Whether it plays okay, I have no idea.
Yeah. The thing I think that looks pretty good, I still need to beat the first one. I need to get the collection of the first one. I'm hoping somebody has it on sale to coincide with the release of Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 on PS3 and 360.
Yeah, I just didn't enjoy the combat in the first game.
Okay.
I'm willing to give the second game a shot.
There's a demo. I think it's up on the...
I'll have to look.
I know there's a demo in the collection, but I thought that had been released for everybody, but maybe not. I don't know. Tales of Symphonia Chronicles HD is coming out for PS3. This is Tales of Symphonia from the GameCube, and then the Wii sequel redone in high def on one disc for $40.
Right, yeah.
Or the $100 collector's edition that's limited to 18,000 copies and is all sold out.
Okay.
Except somebody has one pre-ordered.
Yeah, how much money was that?
Oh, I'm not paying $100 for it.
Okay. And?
I'm going to pay about $60 for it.
Okay, you need to stop doing that. that just makes me want to slap you. Stop doing that.
Okay. Trying to have some fun. All right.
You can have some fun, but just let's not do that.
Okay. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, which is a timed exclusive for the Xbox ecosystem, so 360, Xbox One. And then PS3 is getting Port Royale 3 Gold Edition, that RPG pirate game that came out on 360 last year.
Right. Okay.
And then some game called Magus, which I've never heard of. It's supposed to be coming out on PS3.
Yeah, no clue.
There was a story for it here on Polygon, but I didn't click it. I've never heard of it, but it's coming out as well.
All right. So that's everything other than the digital stuff, which unfortunately we can't really cover because most of the time we don't really know.
Yeah, I mean, just I'm looking here through Polygon, and they're like, "Oh, Strider comes out on February 18th." So I was like, "Okay." So now we'll go to the NPDs.
Now it's that time of the month that causes gamers worldwide to be crabby and irrational. No, it's not PMS. It's NPD.
All right.
So, sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, so here's the thing with December. PS4s weren't really available very much at all. So,
well, maybe that's because they're starting to gear up for their Japanese release.
Yeah, I mean, supply was finding a PS4 in December. Good luck. So, that helped Xbox One being the number one selling console in North America for December. It sold 900,000 units. And then 360 sold 643,000 units, which was down 54%. Still number one. We have learned post CES that PS4 has about 1 million unit worldwide lead on Xbox One. It's about 4.1 to 3 million.
At least.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't know December's yet. January's NPDs will be coming out like this week as this airs. But the number one, but here's the thing, the number one overall system for December and the number one overall for the entire year was the 3DS.
Well, they did have a good year.
Yeah. I mean, I got to thinking about it. You could put the 3DS lineup of 2013 against just about any console/dedicated gaming handhelds lineup ever, and I think it can hold its own.
That would be debatable. It would be something that
our
could
game
be
of the
debated.
year, okay, but our game of the year in February,
right?
You had Luigi's Mansion 2 and Lego City in March. No, you had Luigi's Mansion 2 in March. April had Monster Hunter and Lego City.
Mm-hmm.
May had... Oh, there was also the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon in there, too. And not all these are great, but they're all, pretty decent. I mean, May had... was that Donkey? Yeah, that was Donkey Kong. And then June was Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had Project Cross Zone, which was meh, but still, a game in July. August, you had Mario and Luigi, the new Mario and Luigi RPG.
Yep, Dream Team.
Yeah, Dream Team was Pokemon was October, right?
Yeah.
So you had Pokemon X and Y in October. You had Ace Attorney at the end of September as a download. And then November had Zelda.
Yep.
Look at that lineup. I mean...
And throughout that entire year, they were releasing Picross games as well.
Yeah, other downloadable stuff to accessorize, sure. But I mean, those are the, 12... about 12 biggest games.
Oh, SteamWorld Dig came out sometime during the summer.
Another downloadable one. Yeah, sure. So, I mean, there was some downloadable stuff to
Was it summer? It might have been a little later in summer.
Yeah. But still, that is a pretty damn good lineup, any way you slice it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that'll hold its own against a lot of other, but I don't have on me here how many units the 3DS sold in. It was the highest month of sales also for the Wii U, which is around 500,000. 3DS was somewhere around 1 million for the month. They were 11.5 million for the year.
Mm.
All right. Before getting to the rest of the year stuff, we'll do the top 10 games of December, and then we'll do top 10 overall for 2013 at retail. Number 10 in December was Skylanders Swap Force, selling best on the Wii. Interesting.
Well, I mean, the Wii, because guess what? There's, 1 billion of them out there?
Yeah, and then 9th was FIFA 14, first on 360 and then PS4.
Mm.
Lego Marvel Superheroes was 8th. Grand Theft Auto 5, 7th. Assassin's Creed 4, 6th. Skylanders 10, FIFA 9, Lego Marvel 8, Grand Theft Auto 7, or Grand Theft Auto 5, 7, Assassin's Creed 4, 6, NBA 2K14, 5th. No, I'm screwing something up here. No, I'm not. Okay, NBA 2K14, 5th. Madden NFL 25, 4th. Just Dance 2014, Steven's favorite, in 3rd.
Oh, God damn it.
Battlefield 4, 2nd. And Call of Duty Ghosts, 1st.
Wow, that is unfortunate.
And then we'll go to the overall top 10 for the whole year. Number 10, Disney Infinity. 9, Minecraft. Remember, this is retail. 8, Just Dance 2014. 7, Black Ops 2. 6th, NBA 2K14. 5th, Assassin's Creed 4. 4th, Battlefield 4. 3rd, Madden 25. A pretty big uptick for Madden. 2nd, Call of Duty Ghosts. And 1st, Grand Theft Auto 5, which came out this week in 2K's investor call that they have shipped to retail 32 million copies of GTA 5.
Damn. Well, it's not actually sold.
Right, but they're I'm sure well into the 20 millions of it selling. If they've shipped 32 million to retail. And let me tell you something, there's a lot of those that, because of the have to install 8 gigabytes of data, there's a lot of copies that were returned to places as defective that weren't.
Yeah.
And your local GameStop sitting on plenty of used copies if you want them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the retail sales were down about 2% for the year. And the software was down 9% for the full year, but they were up for December.
Okay.
So, all right. So, yeah, Wii U still not doing good. 3DS is doing good, is doing really good, essentially for a dedicated handheld now, but it is not going to do as well as the regular DS did.
Well, yeah, because the regular DS was cheaper.
Well, no, it's the regular DS didn't have to compete with smartphones. I mean, look at the madness
No, it did, but not to the same extent. It didn't have to compete with the iPhone.
Well, there weren't gaming phones until the iPhone, until the App Store. You didn't game on a BlackBerry. There was no Android.
Maybe not a BlackBerry, no. But there were games. They were not very good, but there were games.
They didn't sell, though. I mean, they
they sold in Japan.
Well, Japan, yes, but all right.
My point was, it was a little cheaper. It was a lot easier for people to get into, and there were interesting, weird games like Brain Age.
Yeah.
As well. So.
Well, the 3DS, I mean, Nintendo just hopped on with Sony thinking 3D was going to be such a big thing, and it's now such a, 3D, everybody's run away from it. They made the whole 2DS,
Yeah.
And go look at your copies of Bravely Default. Probably every Nintendo first party or every big 3DS release now is going to have a sticker on it that says also plays on 2DS.
Yeah.
Because it's on Bravely Default, and it's a sticker, it's on the wrapping, so it'll come off. It's not on the cover art of the Vita version of Final Fantasy X-10-2, which I just see Wario64, CAG's Twitter guy, and he also works for Game Trailers, making a stink about on Twitter because there's a little covering up Yuna's legs, surprisingly. It's like, interesting spot to put the disclaimer that 10.2 available as download only, voucher included, internet connection required. Covering up her legs and behind. So, because she's in her 10.2 outfit.
Oh, gee.
On the cover art. The cover art is Titus from 10, and then her from 10.2. Kind of half and half.
Yeah, okay. Kind of funny that they couldn't just use both the characters from 10.2. Or from 10.
Yeah, I don't know. They just want to show that it's...
Yeah, but technically she's in both games, so...
I know.
It's not really differentiating each one that much.
But her most popular cosplay outfit is 10.2, though. So that's why.
That's because it's shorter.
All right. So that's it. I think we're done.
Yeah, I think we're devolving a little bit into random other things.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to go talk about weather again?
No, I'm going to warn you, though, to stay away from Jessica Negri's Facebook fan site right now.
Why?
Because she's been cosplaying as sexy versions of Pokemon.
Okay. All right then. Yeah, I think that's gonna end the show right there. So if you want to follow us on all the places, if you want to follow, God damn, I don't even know where to go from here.
Sorry.
Oh God.
If you want to follow us on the Twitters, I will save you. If you want to follow us on Twitter, you can go at Checkmate Arcade or myself at MSU Hitman. I can see both accounts on my phone, so I should answer if you send an at. If you go at Checkmate Arcade or at MSU Hitman, I should reply.
If you want to follow me on Twitter, I am at DarkBossman. Who, I've been making a few tweets the past couple of days because of a couple things have been, on my mind and bothering me.
Yeah, I mean...
Impressing me.
Yeah, holler when you're up to 13,000 tweets.
Okay.
Granted, most of those are retweets, but they still count.
I've been using it a little bit more often, but yeah, still don't use it probably anywhere near as much as you do. Or a good deal of many other people do.
Yep.
But, just keep people informed. But yeah, if you want to subscribe to the show, you can do so on iTunes or through the kind of non-existent Zune Marketplace.
Yeah. If you still have a Zune.
Yeah.
There's also Stitcher Radio.
Yep, it's Stitcher Radio for your smartphones. Good old smartphones, killing off your dedicated handheld consoles.
Yep.
Although not really, because they can't actually do half the stuff that you would want.
If you want to see all the previous Golden King winners, or wonder, why is this podcast named Checkmate Arcade? There's a Facebook page that has those answers. Checkmate Arcade, 2 words on Facebook.
It also has links to the RSS feed. So that's all you need to do right there.
There's also, you could also, Steven has been putting up the episodes on YouTube.
Yep. The audio / 2 seconds of, or 10 seconds of video that are actually just looped. Yeah, it's just really not much video that goes into those, so it doesn't take very long to do. But, yeah. So, in case you wanted to listen on YouTube.
Yep. Just
find me on YouTube at Dark Boss Man. Or more technically, it's Dark Vaporeon. I made it a long time ago when I was super into these dark Pokemon in the Pokemon card game. Yeah, I don't know. So don't ask. But yeah, I changed it so it's Dark Boss Man now. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode where I am the hero of France who liberated them from the Nazis. My name is Stephen Boss, the Dark Boss Man.
I'm so sick of winter. Snow, go away. I hate you. I hate you. I'm MSU Hitman Jason Billingsley.
And we will see you on live, PSN, and maybe even on the net.
Peace out, everybody.